You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports Support. Oh, we're not going to get all up in the Ryan Clark, Aaron Rodgers drama. Their feud between each other, of course, has been ongoing. I seem to remember Aaron Rodgers owning his ass in a Super Bowl, but hey, that's neither here nor there. And I do understand one thing that Aaron Rodgers said, because it's funny enough, I brought it up like a month ago, and it's that every person that criticizes Aaron Rodgers should be forced to give their vaccination status prior to doing so. And I don't want to get into that, but you would be very naive to think the majority of his criticism isn't coming from people that radically disagree with Aaron Rodgers and did 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when the world exploded over his immunized, is he, isn't he controversy. And I'm bringing that up because, well, it was a huge story on Black and White Sports. I mean, plain and simple. But Ryan Clark's been going back and forth with Aaron Rodgers in this feud. And something else came to light. Outkick wrote a story about the Ryan Clark and Aaron Rodgers back and forth thing. And Michelle Tafoya, the great Michelle Tafoya, of course, sideline reporter for years, Sunday Night Football, etc. And she left doing NFL sideline work to become a political pundit, okay? And she's on Fox News pretty regular. And she highlighted something that Ryan Clark said a while back, and now it's getting a lot of traction. And funny enough, I remember Seattle Seahawks players saying something about Russell Wilson as well. They actually wanted Colin Kaepernick, some of them on the team, over Russell Wilson, who had already won a Super Bowl, by the way, at that point. And we've all seen what Russell has done with the Steelers this year. Look, I was the biggest critic of Russell Wilson that there was. But he has performed pretty damn well this year for the Steelers, so I can't even go down that road. I was wrong. But I saw this and was like, wow. So let me understand this. Does Ryan Clark hate black people too? I mean, look, it's sort of a given in the community that Ryan Clark hates whites. Everybody knows that. In fact, I believe it may be a job requirement if you work for ESPN to either self-hate if you're white or, in Ryan Clark's case, just flat hate white folks. But it seems that he hates black quarterbacks, or he doesn't want to recognize black quarterbacks. I saw this and was like, you've got to be kidding me. I did not know about this, but now it's getting elevated by Michelle Tafoya. Ryan Clark once proclaimed that Lamar Jackson is, quote, the first true authentic black quarterback, suggesting that Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and other black QBs were not black enough. We aren't sure what that means. Other than Clark's comments are both racist and pathetic. Well, I saw that and my head just exploded, I guess. I was like, what are we doing here exactly? But that is comments that he made at one time. And my goodness, now that this has gotten sort of elevated, put on blast, and these comments are older comments from him, but they've come to light, all right, now, and man, the response. Now, I'm old enough, guys, to remember having watched how great Warren Moon was, and he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's black, by the way. And Doug Williams, I mean, watching a lot of games Doug Williams played, including the Super Bowl. He was a Super Bowl MVP. By the way, Doug Williams is also black. Randall Cunningham, still one of the greatest, most dynamic quarterbacks I've ever seen. Also black. All right. Now, what are these guys having? We're talking about quarterbacks from the 80s and 90s here. All right. How about one of my other favorites, Steve Air McNair? Yeah, led the Titans to a Super Bowl, came a foot away from winning one. All right, tragically killed, right? Remember, murdered? Ryan Clark is an idiot, all right? He is a lunatic, and he is getting crushed now that these comments have come out. This guy just decides to run the gambit of naming black quarter. Look, Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick, Jalen Hurts, C.J. Stroud, Dante Culpepper. People forget Dante Culpepper had some monstrous seasons in there. Yeah, he sort of faded, got hurt, etc. But when he was with the Vikings, holy crap, that dude was good. Ryan Clark is an attention-seeking, ignorant twat waffle. It is nuts. I mean, this guy, does he hate black people as well? I don't get it. Wow. I thought Michael Vick was black. Yeah. So did the rest of us. What the F? Warren Moon was awesome. Doug Williams won a Super Bowl and was great. This guy's a Minnesota fan. Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper. Look, Randall Cunningham had one of the greatest second acts of any career we've ever seen. That year he had where him and Chris Carter, and they almost came down to the end against the Falcons, and there was a missed field goal and all that. That was a great Vikings team, and that was a Cunningham team. Yeah, might have something to say about it. It is wild. Here, what's not mentioned in the article is Rodgers Packers beat Clark's Steelers in the Super Bowl. A lot of people were bringing that up. So when Clark says, been to 2 Super Bowls, have as many rings as you do, that's why Clark has one and Rodgers has one. I mean, come on. I'm going to tell you what came out of this. Ryan Clark had the nerve to act like he's on the same NFL echelon level as Aaron. And that tells me right there, okay, well, you're either brainwashed or you're an idiot or your ego has just gotten out of control like a bad brush fire that's now burning down 1,000 acres somewhere. But, dude, you were what? A good safety, I guess? A good safety. Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl and is a 4-time MVP and will moonwalk straight into the Hall of Fame first ballot. Ryan Clark will not sniff the Hall of Fame. He will not sniff the Hall of Fame. It's hilarious, frankly. Who anointed Ryan Clark as the arbiter of what makes someone a black quarterback? And that's the other thing. Patrick Mahomes, are we doing the Chappelle racial draft here? The white contingent proudly selects Patrick Mahomes. Is that what we're doing? Because Patrick Mahomes is, quote, not black enough, question mark? His daddy is literally 45 minutes from me. Patrick Mahomes is black. I'm just letting everybody know. He was a Major League Baseball player. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes' dad is a legend around here as a baseball player because he's one of the greatest high school players anybody's ever seen in their life. Wow. Clown employed by a liberal company saying dumb shit. CTE is his escape excuse. No, he just don't care. Ryan Clark should have to sit down and explain that to Doug Williams, Super Bowl MVP, straight to his face hole. Straight to the face. Explain it. Somebody, please. Ryan Clark is a pathetic hack. If ESPN dumped him, no legit network would pick him up. No, he's perfect. He would walk right over to Meadowlark, where Dan Le Batard is, and that's probably who would put him on because they love the race baiters and all of the people of that ilk that have actually been let go. A lot of look, folks. I'm gonna need a lot more people to mention Steve McNair in here. All right, really, lots of Doug Williams love, lots of Warren Moon love, as you would expect. I mean, really? Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, Mike Vick, the bona fide king of kings, Doug Williams won a Super Bowl. Hey, ESPN, F you, and Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark is horrible at his job, and that zesty RC pendant is ugly as AF. That's as F, in case you don't know. There's a K in there, too. It's 4 letters, and he's getting cooked. Unfortunately, he's the epitome of what ESPN has become. It's just wild. I mean, for him to, and I I'm going to be honest. I don't remember this take from him, or I would have cooked him when it came out. So I got to give Michelle Tafoya credit for putting this back out there in the atmosphere, so everybody can consume it today, and everybody is consuming it. That post has got nearly 275,000 views on it now, where he actually disrespected how many legendary black quarterbacks? Why don't he just keep it real? I'm gonna give a wild take here. I don't think it's that wild. I think there are certain blacks that feel like if other blacks aren't just acting like straight ghetto, they won't accept them as black. Did I say that out loud? Oh my God, I did. But I think that's fact. And I think Ryan Clark, I think he may fall into that category. I'm just keeping it real. It's nuts. Crazy. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.